I've never really felt like I fit in most places. So like in my mind, not just my mind, in the mind of people that were blessed with purity culture, to look good as was a bad thing. To feel good about your body, to feel sexy. That was punishable by death. No, like literally, like you cause a man to stumble, that's a one-way ticket for both of you straight to the fiery pits of Mordor. I didn't receive a lot of compliments growing up, and I really couldn't relate to the movies and TV shows where girls would stuff their bras. I just couldn't comprehend how awkward it would be for something to look fake and a deliberate attempt to draw attention to such a shameful place. I'm all tired walking through the house with my ginormous belly looking for this stupid thing if I just put stuff back where it's supposed to be. Where am I going with this? Who you see in the mirror, how much do you associate with that person? Like, it sounds like a really weird thing to say, but for so many years in my life, I just kind of felt like I didn't really have a body. I felt like I was just what I saw. Does that make any sense to anybody? And it's like with makeup. Are you yourself with makeup? Like, oh, okay, I've got this on, now I'm me. Or do you feel less like yourself? Because whenever anybody's put makeup on me, I've always felt like less of myself. Like, that's not how I really look. And I also didn't want to need it. I didn't want to feel like, oh no, unless I cannot leave the house unless I've spent an hour putting this expensive stuff on me, and then I can be myself, and then I can be presentable. I'm way too cheap for that as well. Scotland has moved to a new compost system. No more of these plastic bags. Paper is more better for the environment. But these things just get soggy so fast, but this is what we call a first world problem. I realized something recently even that I hadn't given conscious thought to, that having body hair, I thought, made me like attractive proof. I personally don't give a lot of thought to my attractiveness level because, you know, I'm happy with my Morton and I don't worry about anybody finding me good looking or not. It was something that really bummed me out as a kid though, just wondering why I was just not interesting to guys. What was wrong with me? I have years of diaries whining about this singular issue. I just wondered what was wrong with me. I didn't think of me as the body. I thought of me as the person, and I wanted to be worthy of love, to be someone's priority, to be pursued and wooed. When I was really young, I don't know, 10-ish or so, I shaved my arms because legs looked like too much work. So I took my mom's razors and I would shave my arms because I thought, well, that's something grown up. And then I would be so frustrated at how quickly it would grow back. But, you know, I bought into the propaganda that if you are having any bits of hair on your body other than hair on your head and eyebrows, you're disgusting. I remember like shaving furiously, scratching up my legs, bleeding profusely, and being at school wearing shorts, and then feeling my leg and, oh no, I missed a patch. I hope no one notices. Nope. I don't feel like unloading the dishwasher. I feel like sitting here. Darn it, I lost my train of thought. So, a nice thing about being an expat in Sweden is also one of the hard things. The loneliness, the lack of communication. So, on one hand, it's great. People don't care. I've walked around all summer in all of my hairy glory, and nobody said a word, given me half a glance. So I wonder if I would be as brave to be shave-free in a place where people were more likely to talk to me about it. I don't know. As the summers go on, I think about it less and less, and now I have this kind of sense of I'm a rebel. Less fear and more let them say something. Even though they won't, they're Swedes. It's very much a live and let live, as long as you're not hurting anyone kind of place. It is a very fun realization at 36 years old to think, wait a minute, being hairy doesn't necessarily make me unattractive. A few weeks ago, I was at church online, Chosen Family Church, with Pastor Jeff, who is awesome. I've had them on my channel a few times. They are a autistic, queer, non-binary pastor. Sometimes they wear like the coolest eyeshadow that's just like so sparkly and black lipstick, and it's like, yeah. I feel a little bit like bigger. I feel like I'm being bigger in my mannerisms and voice just because I'm maybe a little bit nervous to talk about stuff that I know some people will disagree with. And so I go into like entertainment, over the top Katie mode. So that's a thing. Morton does it too. We hide behind humor. We hide behind certain things that feel too real. So anyway, I was talking to them. He doesn't mind male pronouns. So about how I feel like I'm kind of non-binary-ish because I don't care about the societal requirements for being female as ordained by fill in the blank. I don't care about makeup. I don't care about shaving. I don't care about being modest and submissive and la 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 la. And then it's like, well, how much of that stuff is actually what it means to be a woman, and how much of that is cultural indoctrination? But he was like, hey, guess what? If you feel like you're a little bit off of the binary, whoa, bird flew right in front of me. Oh, bird. Then you're not on the binary. I mean, I kind of guess it's like you take a cup of water and you put a pinch of salt water in it. It's no longer just fresh water. It's now salt water. I definitely feel salty some days. But I don't feel like, oh no, I have to change my name. I have to come out. I have to change my pronouns because I don't care. And that's okay. People can call me she, her. That's fine. I just am more than that. I'm less of that. I'm beyond that. I'm just me. Does anybody else feel that feeling? I hope my friend Dantes sees this video. Let me know if you're here, Dantes. I would love to have more conversations with you about gender roles and gender expectations and all that jazz. We've talked a bit about it before, a few times that they've been on my channel. Ah, it's so nice out here. It's fresh. The time of spiders is upon us soon. Soon the webs will be everywhere. Get a good old fall on Gotland. But we might actually get some winter apples this year. Look at these beauties. Last year they all fell on the ground. Something that resonates with me is that to not conform is just such an act of rebellion that can hopefully just make someone else more free to be themselves. And like, the person doesn't have to feel non-binary-ish to think, who am I shaving my legs for anyway? Who really cares? And if people judge me, how much does that have to do with my worth, my purpose, my identity, myself? If I just don't want to do something, why am I doing it? And for people who want to, go in peace. Freedom, man. Freedom! Freedom! Freedom to not have painful bumps, itchy bumps on my armpits all summer long. It's glorious. I feel so incredibly confident and just plain good about how I look in pregnancy, because it's like, this is what my body is supposed to look like right now. I'm growing a person. It's a freaking miracle. Because as much as I don't want to, I still hold on to some of those beauty standards, like feeling like before I was pregnant, I felt like, oh, I have a little bit too much fluff. I have a little bit too much bacon on my stomach and my thighs, and it would be nice to just be a bit slimmer and healthier, which is not a bad thing to think. I'm not discouraging anyone from being healthier, but it makes me so sad how many other pregnant people are like, oh, I'm so fat. I hope I get my body back soon, and I will be attractive again. Like, come on, you're glowing. You're freaking gorgeous. Stop it. You're my baby. No, love me. Isn't he lovely? Isn't he wonderful? Where'd you go? Outside of the mirror of, yes, this is what my belly is supposed to look like. Everywhere I look, where everything is so gendered, and men aren't allowed to like pink, and women have to wear tight things, and have to wear 19 layers of makeup, and have to contour their faces, and have to hide their noses, and make their nose holes smaller, and I don't fit in that world. I was so excited before Elliot Page came out that in Umbrella Academy there was a girl who didn't have to dress super feminine. It was like, representation of people that want to wear comfortable clothes. But yeah, it's always felt strange to me to think about being judged based on something that I don't really think about, care about, associate with. And so I guess the point of this video and the questions and the conversation that I want to start is just, what makes you feel like how much have you been influenced by negative or positive comments on your appearance? Maybe I didn't really have a point. Maybe it was just to ask the questions to see if anyone's felt like me, and just be open and honest about these concepts that I really haven't ever talked about before, because they were just so personal and so hard to explain. But it feels good to put stuff into words and to share it and just see what comes back from that conversation. So my stomach sometimes is like super hard, and but it's just such a relief when it's not. Like, I know he's in there somewhere, but he's chill, and it's such a relief. Well, anyway, thanks for spending this time. I appreciate you. Hugs. I'm going to need to stop tweaking this video and overthinking it and just put it up. But I wanted to end with saying that I like myself. I accept myself. I'm happier with who I am, how I look, how I see the world, how I see myself. I'm happier about those things than I ever was growing up. And I hope that this video makes you happy, and I like you. Thanks for being here. I haven't done this in a while. Nostrils of death.